In a magnificent palace in a faraway land lived a young woman named Amara. Amara was the king's daughter and had grown up within the walls of the palace surrounded by luxury and wealth. But despite her privileged upbringing, Amara was kind and compassionate, always looking for ways to help those less fortunate than herself. One day there was a great famine in the kingdom. People were starving and many were on the brink of death. Amara was horrified by the suffering she saw around her and knew she had to do something to help. She spoke to her father the king and begged him to do something to ease the suffering of the people. But the king was indifferent to their plight and was more concerned with preserving his power and wealth. Undaunted, Amara decided to take matters into her own hands. She left the palace in the dark of the night and reached the poorest part of the kingdom. There, she found people in desperate need of help. She gave them food, clothing, and medicine and used her property to provide for their needs. When Amara worked among people, she realized that she could not do it alone. She needed help to make a real difference. Therefore, she recruited a group of like-minded people from both the palace and the common people. Together they worked to feed the hungry, care for the sick, and provide shelter for the homeless. News of Amara's deeds spread throughout the kingdom, and soon people saw her as a beacon of hope. They rallied around her and supported her in her efforts to alleviate the suffering of the people. But the king was not satisfied. He considered Amara's actions as a threat to his power and authority. He asked her to stop her work immediately and threatened her with punishment if she did not comply. Amara refused to be intimidated. She knew what she was doing was right, and she was determined to continue helping people no matter what the cost. She stood up to the king and refused to back down in the face of his threats. Finally, the king was forced to retreat. He saw the support Amara had among the people and realized that he could not break their spirits. He allowed Amara to continue her work and over time supported her efforts to help people. Amara became known throughout the kingdom as a symbol of compassion and kindness. She continued to work tirelessly to help those in need, and her actions inspired others to do the same. And when she passed away, she was remembered as a hero, a woman who had used her privilege to make a real difference in the lives of her people.